Earl's in the green room. I don't know what the buffet is. They were here before I got here, so Earl's going to have to tell us what's in the green room. Put your headset on, Frederick. We are live.
Oh, we are.
Yes, we are live. And I didn't forget to turn the mic back on. We got some interesting guests that are going to come on tonight, but first we'll bring this guy in, the legend himself, Earl Krause. And why isn't I know why. That's why. There he is.
Good evening.
And all his splendor. All right, Earl, you got to tell us what's in the green room because they were here before we got here and we don't know what's in the green room. So tell us what's up.
It's absolutely excellent tonight. Started off with some really nice iced tea, unsweetened iced tea with a little lemon that was there. And they also had some cold soda on ice. And if I so desired, there was some garage beer, nicely chilled. And from the buffet side, well, I tell you, your caterers are getting better and better. We have chicken piccata, fresh mashed potatoes, and steamed broccoli. And I understand dessert's going to come later. That's going to be a surprise. So you guys are doing it right. I mean, it's the best. I mean, when you're a guest on this show, you guys just pull out all the stops. So,
well, it's, you know,
we take care of our guests, and there's nothing left except for
sure.
garage beer and moonshine for us.
That's right. Get rid of the gun. Keep the cannoli, Earl. Remember that.
Yes.
That's for Foxwell.
Yeah.
Earl, a little chilly outside. It's sweatshirt weather now.
Yes.
That means it's getting close to the Turkey Derby. What's going on, man? How things go down at Wall Stadium?
Well, a couple things. Before we get too far along with Wall, I do want to mention to our readers or listeners that the super modified show at Wall, the 350 cubic inch super modifieds from New England, that was scheduled for this Saturday night, October the 4th, along with the TQ midgets. That show has been canceled. And the reason there, the Super Modified Group, they're a touring organization. It's under the SMAC from New England, based in New Hampshire, actually. And yesterday, the organizer of the event, of the series itself, contacted Wall Stadium General Manager Emily Krause and said, in all honesty, they could not guarantee a full field of cars because they've had a heavy schedule coming into through September. And they actually lost several cars due to motor issues, some crashes.
Right.
There's actually two separate 350 cubic inch super modified groups in the New England region. And they usually work together, and if there's a 350 show, they get cars from both groups. However, the other organization, from what we were told, had used October 4th, this Saturday, as a rain date for one of their events, and they're going to have to use it this week. So that would take cars from Wall.
Right.
So the organizer, which Emily Krause, she's the general manager of Wall, she greatly appreciated it. Again, the organization contacted her and said, justifiably, they couldn't guarantee more than maybe 12 cars. And if they want a couple more due to some other issues, to be like a 10-car field. So they didn't want to, present a show that was going to be second rate. So, her, Emily Krause, and the organizer of the event said, you know what, let's just cancel it and try again next year. So that's what's going to happen. The TQ midgets of the ATQ MRA, they were scheduled to be part of the show as well. And of course, their part of the show is canceled as well. So that's the deal there, unfortunately. So before we get too much further, Matt Rozier, listener of the show, and I know Matt reads Area Auto Racing News as well. He asked last week about the dirt modifieds and dirt cars in general being part of Turkey Derby. I checked with that last week with Emily Krause, and unfortunately, the dirt cars are not going to be part of the Derby this year for the first time in quite a few years. And as Emily explained, she loved having the dirt cars there, including Andrew Krause, her brother, who's a modified champion at Wall. He's always run a dirt car. But over the last several years, there's been less and less support of the dirt cars at the Derby. They've had exciting racing, but there's only been maybe sometimes 6 modifieds and some color cars. So again, Emily, in the interest of presenting a good show, said, she really can't justify having a division with so few cars. So regretfully, no dirt cars this year. But the Derby itself is going to be the final weekend in November, Thanksgiving weekend, the 28th and 29th, Friday and Saturday. As it gets closer on the show here, I can give you a full schedule. But in action will be the TQ midgets of the ATQ RMRA. They'll be there most likely on Saturday of Derby weekend. And throughout the weekend, we'll have our regular divisions, of course, the modifieds, the sportsmen, factory stocks, limited late models, legend cars, and 4 cylinders spread out throughout the 2 days. So again, as it gets closer, I'll have more details for you. The weekend before that, November 22nd and 23rd, fans are invited to come to the track for an open house practice session. Free grandstands, both Saturday and Sunday, the 22nd and 23rd. So fans can come watch all the action from the grandstands and pick out their favorites of the Derby. So looking forward to it. It's going to be a few weeks off now before we go racing again, but we'll be ready for the Derby.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, last week the weather was crazy. New Egypt tried everything they could to get the whole show in. We got Friday night show in, Saturday night. We were trying to get the features in. Should we have ran the 4 cylinders first? In hindsight, probably not. They ran a 25 lapper. And that's where the gripe is going to come in.
Well, the thing was, the rain wasn't supposed to come till 10 o'clock.
Right.
And it was that when it started raining at 8 o'clock, it was a real surprise.
So we probably could have got away with it. But what are you going to do? Yeah. It happens. I mean, Friday night was cool. There was bull riding.
Friday was good.
Heard about that.
Stay for the bull ride.
We had a good time. The bull riding was.
Did you ride?
Hell no. And they need a tow truck to get me on top of the bull. But I was shooting a bull, but I wasn't riding a bull. But I put some footage up of the New Egypt Championship bull riding. There was a few special people that rode the bull. Matt Ellery looked pretty good. Hannah, David Malozar's sister Hannah looked pretty good. Julie Humphreys looked pretty good. There was some good wood in there that was riding. Butchie Go Down rode the bull. Dominic Antonelli's girlfriend, she was the leader for a long time, and then they put a ringer in at the end to get her beat, and that's what it seemed like, that they waited till the end to get her beat, and it was $500 to win. I mean,
I was gonna say they have bull controversies.
Yes, bull controversy, and it was a bunch of bull too. So.
Really?
But
Did
other than that,
they do tech inspection too?
Yeah.
They should have. They had a DJ there. He's telling you can't grab the horns on the bull. The thing that I questioned was they had a rope, but the rope didn't. It wasn't a latigo, as Garth Brooks would call it, where you could wrap it around your hand and then pull under it. They had to hold it straight up and down. You're going to fall off. There's no way you're going to stay on. So if you could wrap it around and then put your hand under it, the big mistake I think a lot of people did was not wear any gloves. You probably should have worn a pair of mechanics gloves, and then that probably would have helped you. But I think a lot of them done really great. I'm not putting anybody down, because you know what? My big ass didn't get on there, so I ain't saying nothing. So, but it was a lot of fun. It was a cool idea. It worked out really well. I think maybe we should have. Chris has got some other ideas that we're going to do that's going to be pretty. I think shop cart races, put your favorite driver in a shop cart, push them down the front straightaway. I think we should try that. There's a bunch of other things we could do. But Billy's father is under the weather, Earl. So what we're going to do the same thing we did last week. We're going to bring Billy in here so he can go visit his father in the hospital, and then we'll bring you right back. Earl, is that all right with you?
When that's afterwards, I'll give you all the details of our championship night at Wall Stadium last weekend. And
all right, cool. We're going to bring Billy in here real quick. Billy from Maple Grove. We'll bring Billy in here. There is young William. So, of course, that is Billy from Maple Grove. Billy, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hi, guys. Doing pretty good.
How's Dad doing? That's the most important thing.
I want to thank everyone for their thoughts and prayers over the last week. Over the weekend, we had a major stepping stone. Dad was moved out of the ICU into T building. Everything's going well. It's going to take him a little bit to get his speech and stuff back, but doctor said he's doing well considering what happened a week ago. So we're really happy with that, and we're praying for a full recovery.
Well, that's awesome. Now, let's talk about no prep, unfinished business. How was it at Maple Grove? Some people were a little disappointed. Some people weren't. How was it, Bill?
Me personally, I thought it was a major success. As you know, back in August, they made the announcement that no prep racing, the shootout laws, no prep series was going to no longer be in existence. And we'll call the House of Chaos for nothing. The Koreski family, instead of having that weekend open and giving the staff a weekend off, they stepped up to the plate because we wanted to make sure everyone got to see a weekend of racing that last weekend. We did have a good crowd on Friday, and we did have a good crowd on Saturday. Saturday was a little bit questionable whether we would get the event in. As you do know, we did have a threat of rain on Saturday, but we worked hard and we got the event in, and we had a lot of happy people and fans that came through the gates on Friday and Saturday, and they all thanked us for having the event and not just canceling it completely. So we're real happy with how the weekend went last weekend.
Now that's going to be one of them events that's probably going to grow now. You think, Bill?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This was getting our feet wet with us putting on our own no prep event with the Street Outlaws. We are listening to the feedback, and we did get a lot of compliments about the racers that we did have, how the event was run, and yeah, we look forward to growing that event and having it back in the near future.
Now I talked to Paige today, the girl that won, and she is going to come on Wide Open Wednesday. She couldn't come on tonight. She had a previous engagement, some kind of meeting, but it was funny because I got her name on Facebook and messaged her through Facebook, which media is good for that. And she got right back to me and she said, sure, I would love to come on. I have a previous engagement I got going on tonight, but I won't be able to do it. But she said a future time she will come on Wide Open Wednesday and be with us. So what I'll do is when she comes on, I'll bring you on and you can field some questions with her and we can talk to her. Maybe Kyle will come on. Kyle's just so busy doing other things, as you know. But yeah, we're going to try and get her, being she won the first event that we've had. So that'll be cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As you know, for drag racing fans out there, or even if you're not a drag racing fan, you certainly know the Coughlin name, as they are the family that runs a prestigious Jags Performance Parts Warehouse. They do a really good job. They're really big supporters of not just drag racing, but all things with motorsports. As you know, Cody Coughlin was a NASCAR driver for a little bit and a late model racer as well. He made the transition to pro stock this season and is doing pretty well. And yeah, we support the Coughlin family, and they're really good racers and really good, hard-working people. And yeah, we're happy to have them back next year for the no prep race.
Well, what's going on for this weekend, Bill?
This weekend, it's all about the big money at Maple Grove. We have our FRBR Door Wars, a foot brake experience. That's run by Shane Swigert and Andy Anderson. That event started in 2017. And as you know, they have like 4 races, big money races now. As you know, it started off with 1 and then it just continued to grow. This event has turned into one of the premier foot brake races in the country, even more so in the Northeast. And we look forward to seeing all the big money bracket racers at Maple Grove this week. And as you know, Maple Grove is now a home to big money bracket racing.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. All right, Bill, well, get in there, see your dad, give him a big hug for us, tell him to keep doing what he's doing, get him out of the hospital. That way he can come to the track with you.
Will do, guys. And I want to thank everyone again for their thoughts and prayers, and I'll keep everyone updated as his progression becomes more available.
All right, Bill. All right. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
See you next week, guys.
All right, buddy. Let's do this, and let's do this. And Billy, we always have Billy with us. Billy cracks me up. Some of the stuff he comes up with, but yeah, I mean, we lost a real great lady, Eric Corman's mother-in-law, which is Jenna Corman, Eric's wife's mom. Jenna Stanton, Carol Cannulli. We lost her, I believe it was Saturday morning. So we want to send our prayers and condolences to Jenna. Jenna an only child. So now she lost her stepfather. She lost her father. So kind of a bad deal there. So we want to send some well wishes out to her. I also want to send some well wishes out to my brother John. My brother John is at the Boyer Hospital. He's doing the best he can. He's fighting. I told him not to give up, so he's not going to do that. So hopefully he gets well enough to where we can get him back to the track. I told him, I said, you only got a couple more races left to get back to the track, John. So
you got to get him over here too.
get better quick, and we want to get him over here to get him on Earl's time capsule. And speaking of the time capsule, we'll bring Earl back in here, Mr. Earl. So,
Hello, Nick. Hello, Fred.
Hey,
hey, did you get a snack in while we were talking to Billy?
Yes, had the first setting of dinner, and it was excellent. And there's actually quite a bit left over, so if I do want seconds, I could have it. But I think I'm just going to wait for dessert later on. I understand you're going to, like, second half of the show, we can expect some real good dessert items. So you guys are doing it right, man.
Fred, we got to be a guest on this show.
Yeah.
Me and Fred got to wait till the end of the show to get something to eat.
Well,
and by that time, it's all gone.
Well, I'll make sure.
I'm good.
We'll set a plate aside for you.
You got to figure we got Paulie Hartwig coming on here. Okay. We got Bryce Bayshore and we got Jack Sean coming on. They're youngsters. There ain't going to be no food left. I ain't even going to try.
you can't even try.
There's not going to be nothing. And Paulie, forget about it. Paulie already warned me that there's a couple things that we shouldn't talk about. But being we're not on the radio anymore and we're on the internet, nothing is off limits here. So, yeah. So I can't wait. And we owe Paulie, because every time we've had Paulie on the radio station, he's gotten knocked off. And I promised him he won't get knocked off here.
Right.
So unless somebody breaks into his house and knocks him off, but he ain't going to get knocked off the show here. So, and this is a good question from Jack's father, I think. Any info on the makeup dates for those features? Harry, I don't know. I think Chris Moore is probably working on that. So we'll see what happens. Nick Marco, let's see what Nicholas has to say. Hello, guys. Mr. Earl, and any good Wall Stadium, New Jersey stories about Tommy Elliott? We're saving them for the time capsule, Nick. So you got to tune into the time capsule to find out. But give them one story about Tommy Elliott, please, Earl.
Well, Tommy is just a great racer. Has sadly since passed away, but he was a 4-time modified champion at Wall Stadium. First title was in the 1950s, and also won championships into the 1960s. Tommy drove for several of the legendary car owners in New Jersey. He drove for Millard Wright, who had the 97A and 97B cars in the early 1950s. His teammate was Jack Choquette, who raced out of Florida. And both Tommy and Jack Choquette, back in that era, they raced for NASCAR National Modified Points. Later on, Tommy drove the famous yellow number 41 for Joe Race out of Race's Garage in Caseby, New Jersey, right by Woodbridge. He was a champion, a many-time winner there. Also drove the legendary Purple 4 Modified that Matty McMahon owned. And among the drivers of that car later on after Tommy was Craig McCaughey, who won 100 laps feature at Flemington in the Purple 4. And then Tommy drove for Don House and Al Garum with the number XL1, was a Garden State Classic winner and a modified champion at Wall Stadium with that car, and won his last feature at Wall Stadium in 1975. So he had a great career there, and he's in the top 5, maybe now the top 6 of all-time winners at Wall Stadium. So a good question there, Nick. And during the time we have a time capsule this winter, we'll have a special segment on Wall Stadium history, and Tommy Elliott will certainly be among the drivers we talk about. But Tommy, a great racer. He also competed very successfully on dirt for many years as well. So good racer. And thanks for that question, Nick. Appreciate that.
How does he remember all this stuff? What do you got a teleprompter over there, Earl? And then you just punch in Tommy Elliott and all the stats. Yeah, I know where it's all at. You ain't gonna tell me. I know. I've stood next to you when we were making the papers, and I'd say, Earl, what about this? And he'd be like, okay, and I'm like, that's why we have you, Earl. We have Magic for 5 Peaks, and we have Earl for all the good stuff. The legend, Earl. So that's cool. So yeah. Any questions for Earl? you're more than welcome. I'll put them up on the screen. Mike Feltenberger is here with us again. Mike
Oh,
keeps
great.
putting up all these young pictures of himself on here. It's pretty cool.
Mike's
So,
a real
what's,
historian, too.
Yeah, you wanted to touch on the championship run from last weekend at Wall.
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
at Wall Stadium, we had the same situation, Nick and Fred, as you did at New Egypt with the rain threatening. I know they had the same at Bridgeport on Saturday night. The rain, really, we were told it wasn't coming in until at least maybe 10:30, maybe as late as 11. We started qualifying right around 4:30, and we had a brief shower, came out of nowhere. But it quickly came and went. The track was dry. All the qualifying got done. We started the features, and in order, the ATQ MRATQ Midgets, a touring series. This year, their home track, as it's always been, has been Wall Stadium. And Ryan Tidman, we call him Flying Ryan. Ryan Tidman, who drives for the Paul Dodorico team out of Long Island. Ryan's actually from Pennsylvania. That's the number 99 TQ. He won the feature and won the championship in the ATQ MRA for the 6th time. Great driver, and it was a heck of a race. He outraced Blake Barney, who was driving the Mike Murray TQ number 12. Blake, a standout at Wall Stadium for so many years, and his grandfather Dick and Dad's number 14, the red number 14, fielded by Dick and Robert Barney. So Blake Barney, who won a TQ feature this summer at Wall Stadium, he finished second to Ryan Tidman. Ryan was the champion of the TQs. In the legend cars, Mike Alcaro, who's from West Milford, New Jersey. Wall Stadium is his home track in the legend cars. He won the feature on Saturday night, his 57th career legend car win at Wall Stadium.
That was a nice race. I watched that video that you sent me.
Very good. Excellent.
That was a very good race. I was like, wow. Yeah.
And over the years, he's never won a championship at Wall because he's never raced there weekly. Although he loves racing at Wall Stadium, Mike is one of those drivers who competes in national legend car events. So periodically in the summer over the years, he will head up to New England or head down south for a legend car race. So he has never had enough points to get a title. But this year he committed to running Wall every week. He said, I want that championship at Wall Stadium to add to my resume. And sure enough, he won the feature, on Saturday night, and he won his first championship. So congratulations to Mike Alcaro.
Cool.
In the factory stocks, very, very emotional night. The winner was Brian Osborne, whose dad, Glenn Osborne, raced at Wall Stadium for many years, and now he crew chiefs his son's number 15. And Brian Osborne's grandfather, Clint Osborne, competed at Wall Stadium in the 1970s in the original modern stock division, driving a Mustang. So it's a 3-generation team. Brian Osborne and his dad and grandfather Clint, they were always great friends of the Blewett family. And Brian Osborne drives a red and white number 15 factory stock Chevrolet. And it's a tribute car to John Blewett III, who, when he first raced at Wall Stadium in the early 90s with a modified, his car was the red and white number 5 with black trim. So Brian Osborne's factory stock is a tribute to John III. And Brian won his 3rd feature event of the season on Saturday night. He wasn't in contention for the championship, but he was right in the top 5. So he won the feature. And the real story behind him in the running order was Shannon Monjo, who drives the Chevy Chevelle number 51, fielded by John Weber. And Shannon Monjo has won several features in that car over the past 2 years. Was going for the championship this year. That was their goal. He and John Weber, the car owner. Very sadly, at the end of, it was right around the beginning of September, John Weber passed away very suddenly, the car owner. And right around that same time, Shannon had been involved in a hard accident at Wall, and the car was very badly damaged. So it was a tough stretch for the team. But Gil, who's the top crewman on the team, fabricator, he literally rebuilt the number 51 with Shannon right by his side. Sadly, during that whole stretch, John Weber passed away, the car owner. So their goal was to win the championship for John Weber, and that's what they did. It was very emotional. Shannon had a good, solid finish in the race and won the championship and dedicated it to John Weber and the entire team. So it was really special indeed. Then we had the sportsman race. Kevin Davison, who was a 5-time champion at Wall Stadium, was again right in the contention for a 6th title this year. He won the feature, but did not quite have enough points to clinch the championship. That went to Chris Silvestri, who won the championship for the 2nd time. The first time was in 2023 when he won his first title as a sportsman driver without winning a feature, but he was very consistent every week. Several years ago, he won 2 limited late model titles at Wall Stadium. So this year again, Chris Silvestri, who drives the number 74 crew chief by his dad, Nick, week in and week out, extremely consistent, but he did not win a feature. But going into the final night, he was in contention for the championship, and he accumulated enough points to get his 2nd title. So that was pretty good. And it was a great win for that team. As Chris was standing in victory lane, it began to rain. And here it was like 9:30, and we're thinking, what is this? And it wasn't even showing up on the radar, but it was that persistent rain, like a misty drizzle. Then it rained a little bit harder.
Tears from heaven.
They started drying the track. We thought we had it back.
The Angels.
Rained again, and it was like, okay, we're done. So Emily Krause, the track manager, Dave Michael, the race director, they had a drivers meeting, asked the drivers of the 4 cylinders and the modifieds, okay, guys, we could try to run next week, the week after, or we can use Sunday afternoon as a rain date. What do you think? Everybody voted, let's run the next day, Sunday afternoon. So we did. We came back Sunday afternoon, beautiful day on Sunday. Actually got up to around 80 degrees, and it was like racing in the summertime. 4 cylinders were first out with a 25-lap feature. Billy Prost, who over the past several years has been a regular at Wall Stadium with the number 5 4-cylinder car. This year he's only run, this was his 2nd race of the year, and he won the feature.
Nice.
Running behind him was Ian Ashford and TJ Graves. They had come into the weekend tied for the point lead in the 4 cylinders, both racing for their first championship. And Ian Ashford was in 2nd place on the final lap. TJ Graves was 3rd. As they went through the 4th turn, TJ Graves dove to the inside, and he came ahead, finished 2nd, and won the championship. It was quite spectacular indeed.
Pretty cool.
Yep,
Yeah.
and this was the first title for TJ. He'd
That's
been
cool.
2nd in the point championship 3 different times. So he came through and won the title. His uncle is Chip Graves, who raced at Wall Stadium for many years, won a lot of features as well. And TJ's dad is Tom Graves, a longtime crewman at Wall Stadium, crew chiefs for his son. So it was quite a celebration. By the way, TJ is a postman during the week, delivers the U.S. mail.
Well, there you go.
Yep. Finally, we had the modifieds and 40-lap feature to crown the champion. Stephen Reed, who's a 3-time champion past years, won the Garden State Classic as well. He won the feature race, but the race for the championship was on the line. It was Tyler Truex and Stephen Reed who were going for the title. Tyler had been a previous sportsman champion. He's a cousin to Martin Truex Jr.
Right.
Tyler drives his own number 69. The car is over 20 years old. It's a low-budget team between Tyler and his dad, Curtis. They put everything into it, and they have sponsorship from Dover Contracting down in South Jersey. And they went all out this year to get that championship. Tyler won the Cliff Krause Memorial Race this summer, kind of a springboard into the title. But coming into the championship weekend, it was just a real close race between him and Stephen Reed. Stephen did everything he could. He won the race. All Tyler had to do was finish 6th or 7th, even if Stephen won. Tyler drove a very kind of a mixed conservative but fast race. He knew he had to get towards the front and did, and then kind of just stayed right within the top 5. And he finished in 5th and won the championship. And it was quite emotional indeed. Dedicated to his dad, Curtis, who's been having some health issues. It was really special indeed. So it was quite a night at Wall Stadium and quite a day on Sunday. We got it all in. And now the next thing is Turkey Derby. So it was really good. And I'm glad you guys enjoyed the video that Eric Storch put together as well.
Nice. You have a question, Earl. Do you see it on the screen?
Let's see here. What's your favorite track you went to in the 1980s? That's from Tommy Lane. Okay, Tommy Lane. Well, I'll tell you what, Tommy. My favorite track going way back in the 1950s and 60s was Old Bridge Speedway, because that's where I started racing, and that's where Tommy's dad, Ace Lane, was the photographer. So that was my favorite track to start with. In the 1980s, I would probably be New Egypt Speedway in the 1980s, because that's where I first started announcing in the late 70s and early 80s. That's when the Garbach family, Tessie Garbach and her son Jimmy, were the owners and promoters of New Egypt back then. That was NASCAR sanctioned racing on Wednesday nights and then Fridays. Again, that's where I began my announcing career in 1979. Cool. And that's when on a Wednesday night or a Friday night, Richie Evans would come down and race, Jerry Cook, Fred Harbach from Long Island, Bobby Park. And also they were racing against the locals, Tony Siscone, John Blewett Jr., Sonny McCurdy, Tom Michael, Dave's dad. It was just an awesome time. And I saw Ray Rosenberg on here also. He said, hey, don't forget Mrs. G's famous meatball and salsa sandwiches at New Egypt Speedway. That's absolutely right.
You got one more question here, Earl, and then we're going to bring
sounds good.
Our buddy in here. Here's another question for you, Earl, from Chaz Dunn. Can you read that?
Yeah. Okay, about Martin Truex Jr. running the Turkey Derby this year. This summer, actually it was probably late spring, on one of the podcasts that Martin Jr. was on, he actually mentioned about his idea of wanting to run the Turkey Derby in a modified, because that's where Martin Truex Jr. began his career at Wall, as did other members of the Truex family. Martin was a 5-time winner at Wall Stadium in the late 1990s with the modifieds, beginning as a teenager before he moved up into the higher levels of NASCAR. And he did mention on that podcast that he was interested in running a modified. To be truthful, we never heard anything more about it. But, hey, you never know. The possibility might be there.
Get him a ride. Get him a ride, Earl. Get him a ride.
He mentioned he'd love to do it again to come back to Wall. So that would be kind of cool.
We're going to put Earl in the green room so he can finish his dinner. And we're going to bring another guy in here. So let's put Earl in the green room. Let's get rid of this here for a minute. And then we're going to do this here, which we have to do. And this is the guy we're going to bring in here. What are you doing? Are you practicing? What are you doing? No. Practicing?
No drinking, driving.
No drinking and driving. What are you drinking?
Yoo-hoo.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that's good.
Yoo-hoo. All right, now, you told me that you got banned from iRacing. That's the first thing. What?
I don't know.
I told her, I was like, no.
Come on, Paulie. You didn't think I wasn't going to ask you about that, did you?
No, I didn't know that.
See, Uncle Nick's going to ask you all the good stuff. We got groupies hanging out and wondering what's going on with you. And, the last time we had you on the show, you got knocked off. You ain't going to get knocked off here unless somebody breaks in your house and tries to shoot you or something. What are you doing? Practicing? What do you do? Tell me what you're doing there.
Well, no, I'm downloading some new games that we can practice on.
Now, where's Nick Marco at? Nick Marco's a big iRacer. And, all right, Nick, I have a ringer. I want you to go in a room with Paulie Hartwig. Paulie, you listening to Uncle Nick?
Uh-huh.
When Nick Marco comes in the room to race with you, do whatever you got to do to get rid of him. You hear me?
All right. Uh-huh.
All right. Okay. School him. He should be schooling you, but you school him. So tell us what you've been doing. I mean, I've been watching you. I mean, let's put it this way. You've been pissing a lot of old people off, okay? What's up with that?
I don't know. Nothing. I don't piss anybody off.
Keep doing it.
I mean, I think they're jealous. I think they're just a little mad because the youngsters got some skills, and it ain't like the good old days. I got a couple other young guys coming on here. One guy's like the Delaware Destroyer, Mr. Bayshore, and then Jack Xian's going to come on here a little later on. The up and coming young guys are really representing the sport really well, Paulie. And you're one of them guys. You can drive the dirt. You can drive the asphalt. You can ride your bicycle through the Kmart parking lot. Whatever you drive, whatever you sit in, you get the job done. I know how hard your parents have worked. I know how hard you have worked.
Well, he's probably trying to figure out what a Kmart is.
It's not
put
easy.
Together a hell of a team.
Yeah.
Logitech sim setup, Paulie.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Nick Marco's trying to tell you what you need. He's always telling
Yeah.
everybody what they need. Do you really need a Logitech setup, Paulie? Tell him what he needs.
To be honest, I don't really care what I have, but everybody, like when I went over to a friend's house, he had a Fanatec steering wheel and it has a lot of force feedback and it's a really workout to do it. And then I wanted a Fanatec steering wheel and it's a lot of money just from that. It's like about $1,500 just from to get all the stuff. And it's kind of better. It kind of iRacing is really iRacing makes it work. But yeah, I have a Logitech steering wheel. And a Logitech
He was
steering wheel.
asking what you had. I'm just busting Nick's stones like I always do. But Paulie, what do you got going on for the end of the year and what's going on now? What are you doing?
Next week we run the Smart Modified Tour. We had a up and down year with that. Best finish was first. You know, we won at Hickory. Worst finish we had was 22nd at Florence Motor Speedway. In Caraway, the crank trigger went out in a little driver mishap at Florence for the first race of the year, burned the tires up, so I went 2 laps down. So all these tracks are different to us. We've never been to any of them. Just the only one we went to was Caraway, and we really had a lot of experience going into that race, and we broke on lap going to 30. Well, it started popping at lap 5 till all the way to lap 30. So by the time we fixed it, we were 30 laps down. So we just tried to make up a lot of spots as we can. So I'm just surprised. Our goal was this year to just be the rookie of the year and just be in a top 10 in points, and we already beat that. And we're 4th in the points so far, and Luke Baldwin and Ryan Newman are locked into Wilkesboro, and it's just me and Jake Crum battling it out for next week at Tri-County. But the only thing he has is he's been there a lot of times and he raced a lot. And next week, it's gonna be my first time there. Don't even know what the track looks like. Watched a couple of videos on Flow Racing, so we should. I think I have a lot of confidence. And if we don't make it, I mean, if we don't make it, I mean, I'm not gonna be mad. But as long as we have the Rookie of the Year locked down this year, I'll be pretty happy.
Now, what's the deal with the dirt program? You still got a dirt car? Or did you sell all that stuff?
No, after I flipped it at Axon Track when there was 5 feet holes in the track, just tipped it over and destroyed the car. So the next day we cleaned it, took the body off to straighten the body panels out, and it's sitting on the lifter now with a bent axle and everything. We haven't really got the time to fix it. The only dirt race we were going to run this year was only New Egypt, and of course that hasn't been working out. You know, the weather just keeps doing it, and I don't know. The weather, I guess, doesn't like New Egypt coming to the Short Track Super Series.
No.
So we parked everything this year.
Absolutely. So now, next year, you can run New Egypt whenever you want. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you planning to go to New Egypt and Bridgeport and all that good stuff? What are you planning on doing?
I can't run like every single week. I can only run like a couple races. So next year I have to no, I'm not coming to Hagerstown. Next year we have to go to Wall Stadium to practice, and you have to put your own gear on and everything for the state police, because the state police are going to be there and everything, and they'll tell you if you're approved or not, and just that stuff. And I'll be approved for Wall Stadium, and then I am racing New Egypt next year though, but I don't think I can race it like every single week.
So it's just going to be selected, and then what you do with the asphalt car, that's kind of going to be the priority. And then when you can run New Egypt, you're going to do that.
Yeah, we'll have some couple weeks off. I think we don't really race every single week. Sometimes we have off, sometimes we don't.
Yeah, but you know how popular it's going to be when you get to come to New Egypt and run some races.
Yeah,
I mean, you got a lot of fans.
There.
That's kind of your hometown deal. I got pictures of you on my golf cart when you were little. You're still little. You know, you're not growing like a weed like most of these guys are. But I mean, who do you give credit to besides your father that's really helped you get to the point of where you're at right now, Paul?
So 4 years ago, this guy came up to our house, Bobby Geiger. He's really been working with us ever since he got here. We've been winning races left and right. I mean, it's not easy like everybody else says. It's really, really hard racing against people on the Smart Modified Tour this year. But ever since he got on our team, it's been a really good pleasure him being on the team, and it's been a really good year so far with him on it. The last 4 years, I think we won a lot of races with him on it, and that's the kind of person I really think that's helped me a lot in the last 4 years. And I mean, all the other people that race kind of help us a lot, but we got to kind of keep it to ourselves. And so I think Bobby Geiger is the one that really helped turn me around this year. The last couple of years, he's been with us.
I had a chance to talk to Jimmy Blewett, and I asked him about you, and he just looked at me and said, "The kid is the real deal." He said, "The kid is the real deal." He said, "No matter what everybody's saying or what they're doing, they're putting the work in." And he said, "The kid is the real deal." Now, to get a compliment like that from a guy like Jimmy Blewett, plus, he's schooling James along to get him to be the best that he could be. And he's another one, just like you, Paulie.
Yeah, we got him
Whatever
with James in the racing.
Yeah, whatever. I always say you can't be taught something you should already have. You already have it. You're a natural talent. He's a natural talent. Paul Mancini, another one, natural talent.
Yeah.
Paul's thinking about going on the tour next year. And I think you learn by going to all these different tracks and doing what you're doing. I mean, every time I watch you on TV, you just seem to be getting better and better. And you really don't make any mistakes. You don't do nothing stupid. And when you do, it's because an old guy's in your way and you got to get him out of the way.
Yeah.
Probably
I
have
don't
to
really
lift blinker
wreck
on.
people on purpose.
They have to lift
I
blinker
know you
on
don't.
and get in,
I don't.
And it's just
I don't grow up like my dad.
see, he had to throw his whole
Oh,
man
yeah.
under the bus
Always.
at least. Where is your dad?
In the
He's
shop.
Oh, okay. Thank God he's in the shop.
I was just
'cause
out there.
Okay. I'm waiting to see stuff flying over top of your head because he's standing in front of you and you're throwing him under the bus. but
Nah, he's
but-
either yeah.
so what are you getting ready for now? What's in the shop and what do you got getting ready?
What's in the shop? We're getting ready for Wilkesboro. Franklin County, we had 2 cars there. We tested 2 cars out on Friday. So the original car we had was the blue one, the one I won at Hickory. So we were having problems with it, and we thought it was like the rear was like spinning on the left rear. But we figured out. So we took a paint marker, lined it up with the rim and the tire. So after I was done with like 10 laps, the rim moved like 4 inches. So we figured the wheel was spinning on the tire. So I asked my dad, I was like, "Hey, why don't we take the LFR out on the track?" So it was kind of a different weather and kind of not, and you can't really go off of times. So right when I went out on the track, I went a tenth faster, like a half a tenth faster. So right there, I was like, well, if we just put a couple points of gear to it, we'd be fast and we'd be really good tomorrow. So, and we did that, and we didn't really make a difference. We were like 9th in practice and 9th in qualifying and finished 8th in our race. So it was either that car. So we have to redo that one for next week since we changed it all kind of over and kind of didn't. So we have to get ready for Tri-County next week for the second playoff race. And we're getting not really a new car ready, but we rebuilt it. We took it to Tin Man to redo it or whatever, who did it. And then we're putting the wires in, the motor in, we're wiring it now. We're having trouble with wiring. Now we're just need to do the body next, and we'll have it ready for about probably a month or so. So we should be pretty good.
All right. Well, we're going to have an end of the year show, and we'll probably have you back on here. I'm glad I got a chance to get you on here and get you a chance to talk about what you're doing and how things are going. So, all right, just keep doing what you're doing. And you got my number now. Just call me when you have some free time. That way we can get you back on here when you have the time. But we appreciate the time. Give mom and dad a hug for me and keep doing what you're doing, Paulie. All right. Don't listen to the haters because you know what haters do. They just make you famous. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
I want to know how you drink a Yoo-Hoo without chugging it from open to empty. That's because I'm
It
like,
gives you a stomach ache. I ain't done that.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Be good. We'll talk to you later.
all right,
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, no, we
See ya.
appreciate having you, bud. Talk to
Thank
you
you.
later. All right,
Yes, sir.
see you. Now, we remove him This what did he do? Fall down and hit his head? How'd he get in here? What'd you do? Fall down and hit your head and the alarm went off? What are you doing there, Pistol Pete?
I
Pistol
set an
Pete?
alarm on my phone for you, so I wouldn't.
See, there
forget.
you go.
And
There you go.
by the way, Fred, he didn't send me the link, but the old link works. So now that I know that, I have it. I don't need a link.
Okay.
The link never changes. It's the same link now because of the live stream, and we have a dedicated room. So, yeah, Paulie Hartwig's a charm to have on here with us. It was pretty neat to have him. And now we
That
got
was
Pistol
cool.
Pete from the Diamond Suite. Pete, the rain was a pain in the ass last week. That's all I got to tell you.
It was awful, wasn't it?
Yes.
And there's nothing worse than there's nothing worse as a race fan, but there's really nothing worse as an announcer because you just gotta talk and talk and talk about nothing. And it's a shame, everybody did such a hard work and such a good job of trying to get the track back, and we were so close twice. It sucks to get that close and it just doesn't pan out. But there's nothing anybody can do. That's Mother Nature. Boy, what a fitting end after the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Well, how many more races we got left, Pete?
Well, we got 2 at New Egypt. We got the World of Outlaws, the greatest show on dirt, just a little over a week away, next Friday, the 10th.
Right.
That's going to be awesome just because they haven't been there. What was it? 2017, I believe, was the last time they were.
Something like that. Yeah.
And then we got the big 2-day show headlined by the Crate coming up on the 20th.
Why is there no modifieds on that show? Are they running in New York, Pete?
Yeah, I think it's because the Eastern States. I think Chris didn't want to run against Eastern States. A lot of guys were committed to go up there.
Right.
So he's got the Crates headlining, but it's 50 laps for 4,000 to win. I mean, that should draw a lot of Crates there from outside the area. I would think.
I would think so. Yeah, it should. I mean, it definitely should. So we'll see what happens.
And you got crate match races on Friday night that weekend, and we got the Mass 305 sprint cars both nights, full show both nights. So
that ought to be good. Yeah, when I didn't see the modifieds, and then there's why did they ditch the Legends of the Fall, Pete?
So I think he just wanted to do something different. I mean, that's the way I got the impression I got when he made the schedule. I haven't talked to him about it recently, but when I brought it up, he goes, I just want to do something different. And he didn't want the modifieds to have to run when guys were going to the 200 lapper up there. So he just kind of tried something different. He goes, let's try this and see if it works. So I give him credit because he tries different things.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely trying different stuff. I mean, I give him a lot of credit. Yeah. I would have liked to have been there for the musical drivers with the musical chairs. That looked like it was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
So I'll probably get a chance to do that next year. But
it's funny because there were no haters about that ahead of time except for the drivers. All the drivers like, well, I don't know about this, but afterwards they were all laughing. I'm sure you went back and watched the replay. They were all laughing and kidding around with each other. They had a good time with it. It was fun.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be. We're supposed to have some fun. I think Chris is putting a lot of fun back in it. Yeah. And that's what that's what we need. We need to make people realize that this is fun. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
So, but yeah, I mean, I can't wait for the Outlaws. I haven't seen Johnny Gibson in a long time. You and I usually have a blast with Johnny Gibson, so that ought to be pretty fun. And I'll get a chance to interview some of the stars and cars of the World of Outlaws when we do the heat race stuff and all that. So, yeah, I think I was a little skeptical about the YouTube stuff, but I just kind of grown on me. I'm having a good time with that. And then you decided to throw me a bone and let me do some Victory Lane stuff. So it's getting pretty interesting now. We're having a lot of fun.
Sounds like the old days, man, when you're on the mic. I love it.
Yep. And I love it too. I mean, way back when this all started, we were the dynamic duo and a lot of people missed that. And getting a lot of compliments about you and I doing the microphone stuff. And I got to come up there and do some, play-by-play with you and do some color commentating. People miss that too, so we're going to have to try and do some of that too.
Absolutely.
All right, well, I'll be in touch, Pete, and I appreciate you coming on here without me messing with you and trying to snag you in here, but we appreciate you coming on. I have Bryce Bayshore in the wings waiting to get on here. I see he's not on the camera, but he's in the green room. So I'm going to bring
There he
him
is.
on, and I'll talk at you later, Pete.
Well, tell Bryce I said hello, and maybe I'll be interviewing him in a couple of weeks down at Georgetown. He's already got 4 wins this year down there. He's got
Yep.
that place locked, boy.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later.
All right, sounds great.
Okay.
Thanks,
All
man.
right. See ya. Yep. Now we'll bring Mr. Bryce in here. Where is Jax at?
I couldn't tell you. Usually I know where he's at, but I think usually he's at home sleeping, so that's what I'm assuming.
You see this banner? It says your name and his name on it, which means he should have been here with you. Where's your
Yeah.
dad?
What's that?
Where's your dad?
Oh, I think he's working. We're building one of Stangel's cars Stangel's big block car for Oswego, so I think he's over working on that.
Make sure you tell him hello.
Yeah, I will.
Now, I'm going to give you a nickname, okay?
What's
Being
that?
you're the Delaware deal and you're wreaking havoc in Delaware, we're going to call you the Delaware Destroyer. Do
Yeah,
you know who the original Delaware Destroyer is?
No, who's that?
George Thorogood. You ever heard of him?
No, I haven't.
He's
No, you got to Google it.
ask your dad.
ass.
Ask your dad about George Thorogood. He's the guy that sings "Bad to the Bone." He sings the song "Bad to the Bone." He's the original Delaware Destroyer because that's where he's from, Delaware. But I figure
Yeah.
you're winning all these races in Delaware because you ain't old enough to race anywhere else, and you're doing a hell of a job. And you're driving a Bayshore number 5, which is really
Yeah.
really cool. And
I'm good at Georgetown, but
I-
I can't. What's that?
I told Jax, I said, he doesn't even know that I'm his uncle. I said, I've been his uncle since he was born. Me and your dad are pretty tight, believe it or not. Uh-oh.
Exactly.
Hold on one second. Here comes Mr. Wonderful himself. Let's get rid of this here one real quick. That way we can get you all on the screen at the same time here. Hold on. Get rid of that. Oh, there he is. What were you sleeping? Taking a nap?
Nah, I
Jax?
was just waiting.
You were just waiting?
Yeah.
Well, I got Brycey in here. I gave him a nickname. We're going to call him the Delaware Destroyer. That's
Sounds
his
good.
new nickname. And I told him, I asked him if he knew who George Thorogood is. Do you know who George Thorogood is?
No.
Oh, Jesus. Fred. All right.
We're old.
Google George Thorogood and the Destroyers. They're from Delaware, and he was known as the Delaware Destroyer. He sings the song Bad to the Bone.
Oh, I heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Kicks ass.
Mr. Bryce kicks ass, and he's bad to the bone. So that's why he's known as the Delaware Destroyer. Your dad will get a kick out of that, Bryce. He'll say, leave it up to Nick.
Yeah,
Now,
I'll
I
tell him
used
about
to-
that.
When Keith Hoffman used to drive the 5 at New Egypt, we used to call that car the Go-Go Gadget 5
Oh yeah.
because I used to call your father Mr. Gadget because he
Yeah.
used to do all the tuning on the 5 car.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I'll give some questions to Jax, and then I'll give some questions to you. Jax, how did all this start with you with the racing? How did all this start?
It's a long story. I started in go-karts when I was 4 at Shellhammers. Then I don't know, my dad bought me a backyard go-kart. I ran around the house for a while, and we moved into kid karts. And we just moved on up as I got older.
And then did you race micros or anything else after that?
No, I ran slingshots.
Okay.
They're kind of like little crate cars, but not as
Oh, I know. Yep,
fast.
I know what they are. Yep. Now, Bryce had to take a different path because he had no choice. He was going to race no matter what because that's what dad's into and kind of your deal too. I mean, that's what your family's into and it's in your blood. And like I told Paulie, you can't be taught something that should be already in your blood. And you guys seem to be getting the job done. Now, you've won at Bridgeport, Jax, and you won a diamond, right?
Yeah, I won at Bridgeport once this year. I haven't actually won a diamond this year at all. We only ran there with the modified 7 races or so, and
Okay.
it didn't end too well. the car is actually destroyed. But
Oh,
yeah, it's not in good shape right now.
do you like New Egypt, Jax? Do you like
Yeah,
racing at New Egypt?
Yeah, New Egypt's actually really fun. Chris Moore is doing a really good job with what he's doing. He put up a good fight Saturday night. Um, we actually had the track back, but then it just came down harder and then it stopped. And then
Yeah, kind of killed it.
yeah,
Yeah, crazy. So Bryce, how long before you're able to come to New Jersey and maybe come to New Egypt and knock this guy out of the way for a win?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not 16. I turned 16 in 23 days now. It's October 1st, so I can't really. I couldn't race the New Egypt weekend, but I really want to try Bridgeport and New Egypt at some point next year.
All right, now Jax, we have a question here. Let's see if we can bring it up. Ask Jax what a clip is. He will know what I'm talking about. Lowell Sutton III.
I'm not going to answer that one.
He pleads the fifth on that, Lowell.
Yeah,
Okay.
I plead the fifth.
Okay, he pleads the fifth on that. Everybody knows what a clip is. We all know what a clip is. Now,
Well,
Bryce,
paperclip.
once you get old enough, you're going to travel with this guy and come to New Egypt when he comes?
Yeah, it really depends on. I'm probably gonna stick to my Georgetown and like Delaware National. That's kind of where I'm mainly racing at now. But if I ever have an off weekend, I'll probably definitely give it a shot once or twice next year.
I've never met a guy that wanted to drive 4 hours instead of 2.
Oh, I hate it. I can't stand it. But it beats running at Grandview and Big Diamond.
Well, Georgetown, when you think you're there, there's another hour after you think you're there.
Oh, Delaware National is even worse because like that extra half hour coming down 13 is like you just want to shoot yourself. It's terrible.
Oh yeah.
Now, Mike Feltenberger has a
His
question.
dad always tells me he's sleeping.
Now, Mike Feltenberger wants to know if you guys enjoyed running the 38er.
Yeah, I liked it. The heat races are kind of tough, but the feature, honestly, if Grandview gets slick and it has a top and a bottom, that's really the most fun racing that I've had at Grandview in the feature. It's just getting through the heat race to the feature is the toughest part that kind of draws me away from racing there.
Now, where I probably Delaware, but where does your dad prefer to race, Bryce?
For Craig, obviously, he wants him to race Grandview just because he's done good so many years there. But me,
Right.
it makes more sense to go to Grandview because I feel like, go to Georgetown over Grandview because Grandview, the crash factor is really
Right.
way larger than the crash factor at Georgetown and Delaware and Baps. But he's not a big fan of the drive, and I'm not either. But we don't tear stuff up as much there, and we don't tear tires. It's just more affordable to race there, even though it's a longer haul.
What about you, Jax? Where does your pop prefer that you race at?
I don't know. We really don't talk. We really don't talk about that. We just shoot it from the hip. But he liked New Egypt. He
Good.
likes Bridgeport. He likes anywhere,
Mhm.
actually, to be honest with you.
Well, because he's a true racer. That's why it doesn't matter. You just go there and you go to win and you do what you got to do. Now, what do you guys got? I'll ask you first, Jax. What do you guys got left for the rest of the year?
This weekend we got Danny Serrano weekend at Bridgeport. The crates run on Saturday. I think it's like 35 laps, $2,000 to win or something. Then the following week we got the 100th lap at Bridgeport, $10,000 for third. Isn't the New Egypt race coming up, the $4,000 to win?
Yeah. Yep, that's coming up in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Pete was on here. He was talking about that.
Yeah, I think we're going there.
You'll be old enough to come to New Egypt for that one, won't he? Bryce will be old enough to come to that, won't he?
You should be.
What's the date on that?
That's like, what is $4,000 to win? Did Pete say it was, Fred? Yeah, it's $4,000 to win. I'll call your father.
What are the days on it?
It's I think it's Saturday,
October 25th.
25th, October 25th.
I think that's a champ weekend at Delaware National. I'm racing there.
You can't come then. Forget about it.
Everybody's safe then.
Everybody's safe. You're not coming. We'll put up with Jax for that weekend.
Yeah.
We might go to Lakeview down in South Carolina.
Okay.
That's a good run.
Yeah, I heard a lot of guys like going there. They really know how to take care of people. It's a pretty
We had
neat
a, we
track.
had a lot of we had a lot
Yeah.
of fun last year.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people like it there. Well, Grandview
It's a pretty good
averages,
track.
I'll put this up here. Grandview averages 44 sportsman cars at Grandview this year. Average 44 cars. That's a lot of sportsman cars.
Wow.
And Joe Adams says Jax is a freaking hero. Do you know Joe Adams? What are you paying him to say that?
Yeah,
You got to be
Joe's a
paying
good
Joe
guy.
to say that. Joe is the
Joe-
man.
Joe's a good
Joe
guy.
is my buddy. Joe is my buddy. Joe's a good man. And we stream not only on here, our Facebook page, we stream on our YouTube page, and we stream on Lowdown Entertainment. Me and Joe are like really good friends. We appreciate you guys coming on. It's an open door policy. You guys can come on here anytime you want. And we are going to have a mechanic segment. So tell your old man to get ready,
Yeah.
Bryce, because we're going to have Jason Bayshore on here one night. And he can talk about all the guys he's put in victory lane. Trust
Yeah,
me.
and all the guys
I
he has
know
to put
most
up
of them.
with.
Yep. Guys he's put up with. Listen to you. He's had a lot of good guys drive his race cars.
Yeah, that's
You
for
know,
sure.
Yep. And yeah, but I appreciate you guys coming
Yep,
on.
thank you.
Thanks for doing it. Fred, thanks you for doing it. We're going to take care of our sponsors right now. But thanks a lot, guys. We really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you
Yep,
for
thanks
having
for
us.
having us.
All right, brother. Thank you, guys. Good luck this weekend if you're racing. If not, party hardy and have a good time.
Yep, thanks.
All right, guys. See ya. All right, we're going to take a pause for the cars here. We got to take care of our sponsors. Danielle Tramontana is monitoring us, and if we don't thank our sponsors, we're not going to have them no more.
Let's talk about transmissions for a minute. You want to get to victory lane, you can't be in low gear. You got to be in high gear. I'm talking about high gear transmissions located in South Jersey. That's right. We specialize in repair, refresh, and troubleshooting your Northeast Dirt modified transmissions. That's right, high gear. They specialize in Burt Generation 1 and 2 transmissions, and they also service Winters transmissions. It's home of the modified number 13P, driven by Anthony Tramontana Jr. They have reasonable pricing, quick turnaround. You can pick your transmission up at New Egypt Speedway or Bridgeport Speedway, and you can find them on Facebook at High Gear Transmissions. Now, these transmissions are serviced by a great tech, Anthony Tramontana Sr. You can give him a call at 609-385-3084. That's right, High Gear Transmissions. You know, the season-ending season, and you're worried about that transmission, you're worried about it getting serviced, why not call High Gear and get it done? They'll take care of your transmission. You won't have to worry about it. When you put it back in the car, you'll put it in gear, you'll go to victory lane, you'll be in high gear, and you'll be a winner with high gear.
Now, not only do they do the regular transmissions, they are now doing sprint car transmissions. So end of the year comes up, you don't want to mess with your transmission in your sprint car or your modified or your sportsman, high gear transmission. Fred's getting his done right now. We're going to have to pick it up and put it back in the vintage car. Hopefully we'll get it done so he can run at the end of the season here. But yes, high gear transmission now doing sprint car transmissions. Take note of that. There's a QR code up here in the left-hand corner that takes you to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We made it easy for you. Take a picture of that QR code that gets you right to our YouTube channel. Let's continue with our sponsors.
Bob Drayton Incorporated has been locally owned and operated since 1955. Their goal is to provide excellent customer service and quality rentals to every client. They have a large selection of rentals and solutions for every project or every event you have. You can count on their experienced team for fast and courteous service each time you call them. And they have a 24-hour emergency service, locally owned and operated since 1955. That's over 70 years, gang. Licensed and insured, free estimates available, 24-hour service, military and senior discounts, quality products, and an excellent customer service. Check them out, gang. They're located at 151 Big Hill Road, Southampton, New Jersey. Their phone number is 609-859-3629. And they race, that's right, New Egypt Speedway, Bridgeport Speedway. Bob and his son race the 4-cylinder class, and they sponsor the class at New Egypt Speedway. So when it hits the fan, he's your man, and whatever you eat, he's got your seat. They have a 1-800 number, and it's 1-800-521-2014. So whatever you need, give Mr. Bob a call, and he'll help you out. They are official sponsor of a Wide Open Wednesday right here on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. Mr. Bob, he's on the job, and you should be too. Who is all the rage? Sage Chiropractic. That's right, Sage is all the rage in chiropractic care. Dr. Carey and Dr. Mike will take care of you and all your back needs, and they specialize in other things too. Give them a call, 215-497-0700. They have all the equipment, all the stuff you need to get yourself in shape. They're the people that give Fred his adjustment so he can drive his race car on Saturdays at New Egypt Speedway. They are our official sponsor of Wide Open Wednesday, so go see them. If you have any problems with your back or any other problems you think you're having that are related to your back, you got to go see Sage because they're all the rage in chiropractic care. So see Sage Chiropractic. Their phone number is 215-497-0700. Go see Dr. Carey and go see Dr. Mike. Let's talk about one of our proud sponsors, and that's Five Peaks Media, brought to you by Craig McGill, 668 Woodburn Road, Langhorne, Pennsylvania, Suite 201, the same suite that Wide Open Wednesday is in, and their phone number 609-577-7996. Craig McGill, we call him Magic because he creates the magic behind the Wednesday. Whatever you need, whether it's for social media, your business, anything you need. He's been with CBS, the NFL. He's done it all. He's a master at his trade, and he can definitely get the job done if you need anything done in social media. Why is having a director important? Greg will tell you why, because he does his best work behind the lens. Do you want your message out there to the world? You got to go with Five Peaks Media. That's right. Get a hold of Craig McGill. Come on over and see us. This is why we do what we do, because we have magic.
Mike, Fred said, Billy Osmond, if you got any old stuff of Osmond, he wants Osmond stuff.
Yeah.
Up next, we have Fletcher's Garage. That's right, the main sponsor of Wide Open Wednesday, and they are located at 480 Hood Boulevard in Fairless Hills. Their phone number is 215-295-4931, and their motto is, if they can't fix it, it's broke. It's home of America's mechanic, Fred Fletcher, and he also does Need for Speed on WBCB on Thursday mornings. So keep an eye out for Mr. Fletcher, America's mechanic. Also, we have Reliable Consulting, Sales, Training, and Marketing, brought to you by Chris Bennett. His phone number is 215-206-9053. We thank all our sponsors for participating on Wide Open Wednesday.
All right, that kind of takes care of all of our sponsors, and we appreciate each and every one of them because we wouldn't be able to do what we do here, and especially with this guy sitting next to me here. Without Fred, this wouldn't be able to be done. We're going to bring Earl back in here real quick.
We'll close on out with Earl.
We'll close out with our man, Earl.
Gentlemen.
That was dessert.
How was dessert, Earl? Did you get any dessert?
Yes. I saved you some. They just brought in the cheesecake, cherry cheesecake tonight. So I had some. I saved both you guys a piece of cheesecake so you can enjoy it after the show. Yep. Excellent as always.
Right,
You really take care of us.
Awesome.
Only the best for you, bro.
Only the best for you, Earl. That's right.
Fred, I look forward to working with you tomorrow morning on,
Yeah,
Under
that's
the
right. We
Hood,
got to
and
mention
then,
that, Fred.
That's it. Need for
we'll talk
Speed.
about we got Under the Hood at 9 o'clock on WBCB 1490 AM, or you can go on www.wbcb1490.com. And then at 9:30, we flip over and downshift a little bit and go into Need for Speed. And Earl's usually number one, Nick's number two, NASCAR Nick Marco's on there number three. They alternate back.
Here you go, Earl. Look at this. Thanks,
see
Earl. Now I'm craving cheesecake.
Thank you, Don. Don Allen. He enjoys the cheesecake too. There you go. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Don.
Mike Feltenberger said he'll get you some Osmond stuff up.
Yeah,
Now-
my
now,
dad
Mike-
lost all his pictures. Well, he misplaced his pictures when I was out there.
Right.
He couldn't find them, and he spent the 4 days I was out there with him looking for those pictures, and so it was just driving him nuts. So as soon as he finds them, we'll get him out.
So
there.
Mike has a Racing Photo Memory Makers page,
Oh,
and
it's great,
it's on
too.
YouTube.
Oh.
You need
Yeah,
to
it's
check it
awesome.
out.
Awesome.
If you're into nostalgia stuff, Mike has taken so many pictures over the years,
Yes.
and he's got so many cool pictures over the years.
Mhm.
He has a YouTube page. Mike, type the link in here, and I'll put it up there so people can check it out, even if they watch after the fact.
Right.
But yeah, you got to check it out. Old stuff, new stuff. Mike takes care of everything. So
Yeah, thanks to Mike Feltenberger. He's a true Reading Speedway historian. Has a great volume of pictures from Reading, and you want to hear about Reading history, talk to Mike, and he's got the great pictures to back it up. And great addition. Absolutely.
Yep.
Thanks, Mike.
And we got to thank Joe Adams and
Yep.
Bear Schlosser. They take care of us on Lowdown Entertainment. Of course,
Yes,
we
indeed.
broadcast with them. We have a code there that you can take a picture of with your camera. It takes you right to our YouTube page. A lot of our stuff is transferred over to the Lowdown Entertainment page. Thanks to Joe and everybody involved over there. Joe's a little shy. He doesn't like to come on here. I try to get him on here every once in a while. I haven't done any Sunday shows in a while, but I'm thinking about getting it involved.
The
And-
season will be over, so we can
Yeah,
get in there.
we can get in there and we can do some Earl's time capsule along with Mark's
Oh, yeah.
memories.
Oh,
I got
yes.
to see Mark on Saturday night. He was at New Egypt and he was just shaking his head. Now Mike has the link here. That's what you need to go check out Mike's racing memories, racing photo memory makers. And that's where you got to go in order to get to that. And it's on YouTube. And you can just probably go on YouTube and type racing photo memory makers, and it'll probably come right up. I know it's one of my favorites on my page, so check it all out. We appreciate Earl being with us. Earl be
My
with us.
pleasure. Thank you.
tomorrow.
Yeah, let's
So-
talk real quick before we go. I want to talk a little bit about Hot Rod Santa.
That's right. We got to talk about Hot Rod Santa. I'm
Hot
sorry.
Rod Santa, we got it on December 6th. We'll go from 10 to 3. It'll be a live radio broadcast on WBCB from 11 to 1. We got a whole lot of things going on that day. A bunch of people bringing their cars. Nick Marco says he's bringing his car and a go-kart. You'll be there. Dom Antonelli will be there. Glenn McIntyre will be there. A few other guys. John Scarpati may be there. We got Puss in Boots. Speaking of the green room, we're going to have the food truck out there from Puss in Boots Tavern and Grill around the corner from me and over in Fairless Hills. So you always got to check that out if you're over and if you want to come see me. We'll go over to Puss in Boots. I love it there. So you come on over. We'll have the food truck there. We'll have the Disciples of Christ Motorcycle Ministries there with hot dogs. We got a raffle from Allen Tire and GT Radials. That's who supplies a lot of my tires. We're going to have a raffle for 4 free tires. All you got to do is bring a toy. I lined up a couple other guests. Maybe a couple former Philadelphia Eagles will be there. And we got, I was just had lunch with one of them today, and I asked him if he says, yeah, he also does some stuff with the Giants too. But if he's around, he'll be there. And I won't say his name till I get him to nail down.
Right.
But it's going to be a great event. Bring toys. As many toys as you can get. New unwrapped toys. The record is 2304. We need more.
Have you wandered over to Nifty 50s yet?
They're getting ready to open next week. Nifty
Ooh.
50s will be open next week. So if
see,
you're
there
ever
you
on my
have it.
way, either hit Puss and Boots or Nifty 50s. So
Well, we have people that were on Facebook. We got to thank Dirt Merchant, of
Yeah.
course, Raymond Rosenberg, Aiden Trivet.
mhm,
I hope that's right. Luisa Nick, Samantha Vitello,
mhm.
Tommy Lane, Aiden Spencer, Darian. How you say that, Fred?
Dentalink.
Denalink. And there, wait a minute, there was 3 more there. Let's see. Can't get going.
Well, if we didn't say it right, you can read it.
Yeah, but we appreciate everybody coming on here and
Yes,
being
thank
fans
you.
with. Oh, look. Got third on Friday. Woohoo. And you got third on Saturday. Woohoo. Here, Dom, I'll put it up that way you can take a picture of it.
If you were at Bridgeport, you would have got something.
Yeah. See, you gotta come in earlier, Dom. What are you just coming out of the ether? You know it's from 6 to 7. Good thing we stayed on later. But yeah, Dom had a great finish. Glenn had
Yeah.
a great finish. Flying the banner of Fletcher's Garage. So
Yeah.
and you got your hats, right, Dom? You did get your hats. Please say yes, because Fred's got his fist curled. He's going to punch me if you didn't get it.
He might lie just so to see me punch.
Just to see you punch me. Absolutely. So, all right, gang, we appreciate everything. We're going to end this stream right now. Fred's going to go get his dinner.
Yep.
I'm going to go get my dinner. And then it's back on the road again
Yeah,
for me
Can't
tomorrow.
live on moonshine alone.
And I'm going to North Jersey tomorrow. So wish me luck.
There you go.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. God bless you
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
Have a great
great
rest
night.
of your week. Earl, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep.
Sounds good. Look forward to
See
it.
you guys.
Take care. Good night.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for being a part of Wide Open Wednesday. We'd like to thank all our sponsors and everybody involved here. Thanks for stopping in. We hope you enjoy the show.